Welcome to another episode of the Immerse podcast.
Yes.
As we know, Alex usually intros.
Yep.
Said you need to step aside, buddy.
Step
Go
aside.
back a long way with this guest. Very proud to bring Elliot Minchella to the table. So, West Bowling Junior, big up the Green Army. Bradford Bulls, Leeds, and most up-to-date captain of World Club champions and Super League champions at Hull KR. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Cheers, boys. Happy to
Nice.
be here. Pleasure.
Welcome, mate.
Pleasure's mine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's some CV you've got there now, isn't it? Does it feel? How does that feel? Like hearing, World Club champions, Super League champions.
But a bit surreal, really. It's probably not sunk in. The last sort of, it's all happened in like last 8 months, really. 8-9 months. So I was thinking about it the other day. So this last 8-9 months, everything's just like falling into place. It's like a domino effect. So for years, like I've been playing, I'm 30 now, so I've not won a trophy my whole career. Like, it's always been a goal to win. When you play as a kid, you want to win, and I'm no different. And chasing this thing, a dream really, I want to win a trophy. And I've played in a few finals and I've lost, and I'm thinking, I'm getting a bit older here, like, is it ever gonna, I want to start winning. And sort of these last 8 months, so since June last year, we've gone and won the lot, and it's just sort of been like, wow, what a mad time. But try not to look back, almost look forward and like chase it again. It's cliche, innit? But it's going doing it again, and like, because you create these feelings, like it's undescribable. When you go and win, it's like it's worth any amount of money you get given in front of you or anything like that. It's just priceless. Like the thing of winning, it's just like you're just on top of the world.
Winning at any level's like special, isn't it? But obviously cleaning up the hardest comp as well. Can you put that into words at all? Obviously, with been striving for it for so long.
Yeah, I think so. We won the Challenge Cup in June, and that was just like a massive relief. So the club's not won a trophy in 45 years. I think it was 44 years. So had this big thing hanging over us, and we'd been to Wembley 2 years before and lost in Golden Point. We get a lot of stick from the other side of the city, and all the other clubs are like, it's talking about winning, and we never won. And just to do that at Wembley, we're like this big weight off the shoulders, like monkey off the back kind of thing. And it was like a satisfying feeling. It wasn't a party and go celebrate. We're like, wow, we've done it like this. We've won this trophy that we've been saying we want to win for ages. And it went like a couple of days celebration. But then you're like, right, what we're going to go do next? What we're going to go win? It's like, not like a big pat yourself on back and down tools. If anything, we all just like dialed in even more. Brought the group closer together, but then there's a community as well, like with the fans and the owners. Everybody sort of come together and like, right, we've had a piece of this now, and talk about the feeling that you got. We're like, let's go do it again. Like, how special would it be to? You got to recognise when you're in like that period of your window of success. I think for years we've been building to get there, and it all sort of accumulated to last year, and it, like I said, we got that one, and it like a domino effect. It all just sort of fell into place that this is the time to go and do it.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
You could really see the difference. For me, in the grand final, you were like wild dogs. Like you were scrapping for every inch of the pitch.
Yeah.
Like, you work so hard at the little things, and that were like really noticeable. And like, it's their night tonight. You can just tell, and I think, I guess it's the belief, isn't it? You proved it to yourself that you could do it once. It were sort of like lurking around for a while. You did it once, and it's like, yeah, we can definitely do this now.
Yeah, you're right. It's like confidence of, like I said, getting over the line and winning. So we'd lost in the grand final, lost in the Challenge Cup, we're beaten in semi-finals, and then when you get over the line, you look around and you think, yeah, we've got what it takes. We can be a team of winners. You've gone from being that nearly team to actually, yeah, we've got what it takes. But then you've almost got a target on your back as well, though. So once you've got one, we were everybody's second favourite team for a while because we were this up and coming team, and then all of a sudden you win, and everyone dislikes you. It's like, oh, okay, they want to knock you off your perch. But so that's a different dynamic in itself. But yeah, going back to that grand final, like we were the hungriest team on the night. and that's sort of a representation of Hull KR. So it's very similar to Bradford for me. Is Hull, in a sense of it's working class. Like people, they're not giving all the work the nuts off for everything they've got. They've got to work all week, and then so obviously there's two teams, but our team, it's their release to get away from sort of everyday life. They come down to Hull KR and watch the games, and they get a bit of happiness and a bit of joy. And for years, the team's not won. They've won back in the 80s, and so for us as a team, it was like, how can we give these people who spend the hard-earned money, like coming on the terraces, that joy of and pride of their rugby league team, and it's to go and perform, and it's not so much winning, it's performing like a working class community. So it's like hunting for everything you've got, grafting hard, all the little 1%ers, and that makes them proud of their team. It's not the big flashy stuff, because that's not East Hull. If you've ever been to East Hull, there's not much going on, but everyone, whatever they've got, they've grafted hard for it. And that's why it resonates so well with me, because it's very similar to where I grew up, where you grew up, and that's why I get it. I get the way of life there. It's very similar to what I'm used to, so it's easy to fit in, you know.
Speaking of which, I wanted to bring this one up. So the first time that I met you, I was in the corner at Hounds pub, playing on my vinyls, because I just learned how to mix. And
you were DJing?
I was DJing.
Oh yeah, go in, lad.
At his dad's pub, Chris.
Nice.
Shout out to you. And you were collecting the glasses, helping out, mucking in, as you do. And I always remember, I think you'll have been, you'll have been about 12, 13.
I think so, yeah.
Something like that.
It just started high school, I think.
Were you still that size?
Probably,
Not
Messing with this bar.
Skinhead, and just...
But I do remember then, you were very polite, very humble, very, approachable, but switched on. And I always thought to myself, he's going to do something. I don't know what it is, but he's going to do something. I knew you were playing rugby. I knew you were good at rugby, but not everyone makes it, do they?
Yeah.
But I just knew, I just had this feeling that something were going to come with you. And then obviously, look where you are now. And captain, what does that mean to you? That's a big accolade to receive.
Yeah.
It's huge at any level.
Yeah, it is. It's well, first of all, like proud. It's a massive honour, like you said, to lead a team and a group of men every week out into, you're going to battle really, you're going to just try and knock 10 bells of so and so out of someone else, but also like to help people and get the best out of other people. So for me, my role is, how am I going to get the best out of you today, and how am I going to get the best out of you? And that looks different as a team. Everyone's different. They're all from different backgrounds, different parts of the world, different strengths, different weaknesses, and it's getting to know everybody, getting to know everyone on how am I going to get the best out of you? I could say it's the same thing to you, and it works for you, but not for you. But it's like being close with people, and that's like genuine friendship as well. It's not just like scratch the surface. It's like getting deep with people. We speak at the club about connection, and for me, when you play, you've got to be connected. You got to care about your teammate. You've got to care about you, and we've got to care, because what you're doing, it matters. Like, so when times get hard and it's tough, how much do you really care about your mate? Because I know, like, at the minute, I can lean on any of my teammates and they genuinely care about each other. So, yeah, being a leader, for me, it's, you got to do your own job first. So you got to make sure you're doing your job. Because then I don't feel you've got any sort of, if you're not doing your job and you're telling people to do it, the first thing people say is, well, he's not doing it himself. So you've got to hold yourself to a high standard, but then knowing that what gets the best out of other people as well. And that's like, it's a skill. It's a tough skill to have, and I'm still learning it. What makes other people tick? What's someone's passion, and like triggers them really. Like before a game, I'll go try and speak to people, everybody in the changing room, but have different conversations. It might be light-hearted with a couple of boys, then it's direct with some others, because you know what gets the best out of them.
That's a serious skill, though, isn't it? Like, you've got to adapt your style to the different people in the team, haven't you?
And then there's your own game to
and that's like the number one thing, is make sure your own game's on, because you can't, if I stand up in front of a group and say, boys, you've got to achieve these goals and standards or sort of pillars that we want to work on, I'm not doing it yourself. You've just got no authority and respect, really. And respect from your teammates is like number one.
Yeah.
So yeah, but then I feel like that pushes me. It makes my own performance be better because I've got to be on every day.
You're accountable, mate, aren't you?
Exactly, yeah.
Accountable, yeah.
So to hold other people accountable, you've got to do it yourself.
Yeah.
That's number one for me.
The biggest thing as well, mate, and we spoke to a few lads from like rugby league now, and they talk about that like hidden connection, but with the community.
Yeah.
And I just find that so interesting because it's like you're playing for something bigger, aren't you? You know, it's like Bradford Bulls. I was talking to our mutual mate Rowan and Ethan, and they were telling us that Nobby stood up before Toulouse game, I think it was, and they were like, give him this speech, right? And they were talking like, you're carrying the flag for this city, and they all stood up and they're like, whoa, you know, but that it's like anchoring the sort of anchoring your, how would you say it? Energy towards the wider community, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, it's recognising who you're doing it for, isn't it? I think, and that's similar to OKR. So Eastall, it's working class. It's funny. So a bit of background about Hull. So I learned this quickly that there's East and West. Eastall is OKR and Westall is Hull FC, and traditionally, until very recently, the Eastall don't really have like all the businesses. So any businesses that anyone who's any successful to go to, it's all in the west side of the city. All the nice restaurants are there, bars, and the rugby league team. The LFC tend to have more finances and facilities, and that's just how it's been, and that's sport, and that's all right. Eastall, complete opposite. It's like it's working class, council estates. Anyone who does anything, you've grafted hard. You've got everything out of it. So for us as a club, it's recognising that. It's like not.
Yeah.
What's your identity? And us, OKR, that's our identity, and that's all right. But it's how we're going to make those people proud of that team, and it's through your actions on the field. It's all your grafting hard, and it's using like. So at the weekend we played Huddersfield. There were 2,000 people there. And a Challenge Cup game, it's not part of your membership, so you've got to pay to go to. You've got to pay in, but it's like talk about it, recognise that. So pre-game, we said like, there's 2,000 people come across M62. They'd have paid 20 quid in. You know, it's a family. It might have cost them 100 quid to get there, get back.
Yeah,
go and put a performance on that. They're gonna go home and say, how good are that? Like, might be young kids there come for the first time.
Yeah.
Make them proud of what they're watching, you know what I mean? Like, but use that as well. Don't shy away from it, because you can talk about that as well, and that can have a negative effect. And it could be pressure. It could be, oh wow, there's that many people here, and then
Let's not mess up.
But actually, like, put your chest out, be a man about it, and think, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to go and make these people proud of who we are as a club, and that's powerful for me. Like, it's you got to use that identity to. That's you, it's your DNA. So we call it like the Hull KR way. That's Hull KR. Yeah. So when you watch Hull KR team, you recognise that, and it's not a coincidence that that's what you're seeing. It's because you value your community. Because at the end of the day, you strip the rugby league team back, who's there? It's your supporters, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they're the DNA. They'll be there long after I'm retired.
Yeah.
So it's important that you recognise it.
That mindset that you just said then, I definitely saw that now from the grand final out of any win and the World Club. You know, that like rage
like
dog.
Grit, you know, like just when your chips are down, but no, don't matter.
Everyone's just flying in tackles and just doing the little things, not like the flashy stuff and all that, but just doing the hard yards, proper hard yards, and everyone's mucking in. And you can see like strength in numbers, innit?
Yeah, you know? I remember a player I used to play with, Jimmy Kainos. He's played at KR, but he's retired now, and he once said a thing, and I thought, wow, how good's that? It's like little things, they add up to big things. You know, people see like big flashy tries and like wingers scoring in corner or a chip over the top and someone out, like they're great. All these little things that you do within a game, and it's what you do, and as well, I've translated that into life as well. Like all these little choices you make, they become your decisions, and they become massive, don't they? Compound, yeah. So in a game, rugby league, it's like how hard you're going to kick chase, how hard you're going to kick pressure. stuff that if you didn't do, no one would really know. But as a team, you know, and then they add up and they add up, they add up. Then you end up winning because you're in a good field position, or you're on top of a team, you're draining energy, etc. But in life as well, it's like what you're eating on the morning, what do you do, how active are you? Are you going to do recovery? You can miss 3 or 4 of them out and you'll be all right. But if you do them, the success you get on the back of it, like you say, it compounds, doesn't it? But the little things, they add up to big things. And when he said it, I thought, wow, he's right, isn't he? Because it's the thing that they go unnoticed the most as well, don't they?
They do to the naked eye, but everyone else feels it when you're out there, don't
exactly,
they? Yeah, for sure.
I guess thought it's really powerful.
I guess going from that, mate, looking at, because we've not met before, and I was just looking at a bit of your history and that. It seems like you have been adding these little things up throughout your whole career, and then all of a sudden, the compound effect's sort of happening in this moment, innit? And it's like your career and sort of the history of Hull KR have kind of gone parallel, haven't they?
Yeah, they're very aligned.
It's a bit strange, really. Yeah, you're right. Like, when I joined Hull KR, we were dead bottom. So it was the year of COVID, 2020, and Toronto was in. Don't you remember Toronto? But then COVID came and they went out of the league, so there was no relegation that year because they'd already lost the team. If there was a relegation, I think we'd have been, we finished dead last basically.
Right.
So that could have looked completely different. And it's funny how life works, isn't it? But if they hadn't have gone out, God knows what would have happened. But
2016 they were relegated as well.
Yeah, 2016 got back up and just sort of surviving, and they were on the border really of Super League, Championship, obviously back in, and then that year 2020 we were the worst team in the comp by a mile, really.
Was that your first season? Yeah,
my first year there. And then sort of year after year, the club's just built. Obviously financially, like they've assembled like a board of directors, all people from Hull, businessmen.
Yeah.
And just gone for it. And then, like you say, with my career, I've always wanted to win, but probably never thought I'd do it. You know, you joined a club who were not known for winning, so I was just grateful to be there, really. Back at an opportunity in Super League and just sort of see what happens of it. And then, like it's my 7th year now I'm there, so it's just a strange, like you said, doing the little stuff. And I've learned over my career as well. Like I've, I suppose started off, didn't value that sort of thing, and then you learn through experience, what's right and what's wrong as well,
There's been a transformation then, especially in the last, 3 to 4 years, would you say?
Yeah.
Personally for you, mate, like what's changed for you? I know the club's changed, but obviously you've had to...
Yeah, well, I've become a dad, so...
Nice. Congrats,
so I've got
bro.
a daughter, she's 3.5, so it's probably been in the last... So for me, I thought, always been thinking about yourself and why I do it. It's for me and my family and my dad. But then when you have a kid, when I had a daughter, I thought I'm doing it for her. And your reason why changes, your why changes.
That hits different, doesn't it?
It did for me, yeah. My why, it was like, why am I doing this? And it's, for me, it's to make her proud. So when she grows up and I'm retired, it's, my dad was a rugby player, but this is who he was, and this is what he achieved, and this is how he was as a man. Not so much as the trophies he lifted, it's his values and what he stood for, and if you're a good fella or not, that kind of thing. And then at the same time, we got so my daughter was born in October, and we got a new coach. There's coach now, Willie Peters, called. He got the job 10 days after she was born. It was day 1 of pre-season, and it was his first day, so it kind of just all changed then. This new guy's come in and he's just ripped everything up. This is how we're doing stuff, and the standards are going whack. Like, we never really had that at the club, so he sort of turned it as a one man band kind of thing, and we all just followed. And then he's just so big on all. He's a workaholic. He's obsessed with it, but in a great way. Like that's probably what the club needed. There's probably been too long a time where people go to Hull KR, pick up a wage, don't matter if you didn't win. It's all right.
Because they're not expecting it.
Yeah, where he's just gone, that's not who we are anymore. We're going, if you're here to win, like you're here to work.
Yeah.
And I just thought, wow, I'm following this guy, like, let's go. And then obviously brought people in, players and staff, and it's just gone through the roof, really.
You've got to buy into that, haven't you?
Yeah, and it don't work for everybody. Like, there's players who've come and gone, like it's might be a bit much. And like I said, he's obsessed, but you've got to be on constantly. And that don't work for everybody, does it? And that's all right as well.
What does that look like in terms of you've got to be on? To somebody who doesn't know about rugby as such, what does being on look like as an athlete?
It means your phone's constantly on. So me and Willie we talk every day. So he's voice noting me, and it's sometimes you might think you've had a good game, and he just absolutely goes in like, mate, this standard's not good enough. This isn't this. But then, bigger picture, he's only driving that standard, to get higher and higher. So we just won a World Cup, we're on top of the world, and then it's like, actually, look what we could have done better. Like, and that's the sort of mindset he's got of, whilst we're winning, I don't care. Like, how can you still be better? How can you improve? And that's just the winner's mindset, isn't it?
Yeah.
And being on, it's like, it's every decision throughout your day. And you don't get every decision right in terms of what do you put in your body, what do you eat, choices, how active you are, do you do recovery, you study the game. And like I said earlier, the little things, if you tick those boxes more than you cross them, then you're on the right track to being successful.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a coach, he's so committed. He's that way. Everybody follows. It's from the top. You lead from the front, and he's a leader, and he sets the standard. And it's like, right, you're either coming with me or you're not.
Nice.
And I love it. I'm just like, yeah, let's go, let's do it.
That's what you want, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Definitely. If you want to be part of something, there has to be an obsession behind it.
Yeah, and you've got to go for it. Balls out, let's go. Like, there's no, in our sport, like, you can be committed. The commitment's a big word, but you commit through your actions, don't you? Everyone talks about it. Everyone wants to win.
Yeah.
Everybody, of course, they do. But how far are you prepared to go to win?
Every athlete that we've had on the show has said that word, haven't they? Obsession.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're never going to be able to get to that level that you're striving for.
Yeah.
And I heard something the other day. Johnny Wilkinson were talking about it, and he was then talking about obsession in a negative way.
Yeah.
That it sort of what was him. It became him. His obsession became him, and he was a selfish person. But I don't think you can talk about it in a negative way, really, because it's like it's only what's going to drive the now. If you're not that obsessed about it, then you will fall short of the mark.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was just one of them where I just thought, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure you can talk about obsession in sport as a negative, personally, because it's just like, how else are you going to get it done?
Yeah, I think it's learning to manage the negative, isn't it? And for me, I'm at my best when I can get away from the sport too, like be a dad.
Yeah.
So I love that. So there's just a lot of lads obviously have kids and they have boys, but they all go to rugby so they spend the spare time at rugby, so at West Bowling or wherever they're going.
Yeah.
And for me, I go to gymnastics.
Yeah.
So like take my little girl to gymnastics and I think, how good's this? Like, no one knows who you are. No one talks to you about rugby. Watch the little girl run around and like you get away from it. But then when that's done, when I'm giving my energy to rugby, it's more powerful because I'm not drained through it. Can learn how to get away and just be Elliot, a dad, or partner, or whatever that is. And then I give my full. I'm still obsessed, but I have a way of getting away, and then my release is go to gymnastics or spending time with my daughter who has no idea about rugby, or you're just a dad, and that's been big for me too. Because I can be obsessed, and I wouldn't say it's a negative, but I don't perform as well because
it's too much.
Self-consume, you consume too much. So getting that balance of what, and that's probably come with experience too of what works for me. There's probably been times where I've got that balance wrong. Of not caring too much, but doing too much, or watching too much telly or about rugby and stuff like that. So it's learning what works for you.
Yeah. I want to go back to the pub days. Obviously, being a high performer, and we talk about it a lot. Your environment is key.
Yeah.
Now, living in a pub is not an ideal environment. So, how did you mitigate that? And can you share about your childhood and growing up there? And obviously, it did you some good. So
yeah, well, to be honest, I really hated it as a kid because I wasn't old enough to drink. So like if I was, it's not like I went downstairs. So I used to live above the pub, me and my dad, and I really didn't like it. I didn't used to see my dad very often because he was working. So that I struggled with that. And obviously getting to an age where you're starting to grow up, you know, you're 11, 12 and you learn more about life, don't you? You're picking up stuff and you, like you say, you're product to your environment. And I'm going downstairs on my every day and these blokes just stood at a bar drinking, playing pool with these old men and stuff. And I'm like, this is just not what I want really. I didn't like it. And then, yeah, from a sort of, I guess from a rugby point of view, I'd play every Sunday, but every Saturday night, the pub would be packed, there'd be music pumping, couldn't go to sleep, so I'd be up till early hours at morning. You know, stuff like that, where I'm upstairs and everyone's downstairs and they're all partying, having a great time, and I'm just like, probably not old enough to understand it either, like why they're doing that.
Yeah.
I think, why is my dad not upstairs? Like, what is he doing?
Well, that's your normal, isn't it?
Yeah, and I didn't get that, and I just thought this is... that was normal. I didn't know any different, really. So probably not a time that I look back on I really enjoyed. So my dad brought me up on his own, so it's just been me and my dad up until, obviously he's married now.
That's a tough gig though, isn't it?
Yeah, but he did a great job. I mean, that really sunk in when I became a dad myself. Probably I didn't realise. I thought, like you say, normal. I thought, my dad's just brought me up. He's done a good job. But now I'm a dad myself. I think, well, how on earth he's on that? Like, honestly, I'd be, had to do that myself. I'd be like, wow.
Because it was their first crack at it as well, wasn't it?
And people, and you're human, aren't you? And you think with your parents, don't you? Like, they're superhuman.
Yeah.
And really, they're just not, my dad's just a bloke trying to get it right, trying to provide for his son, trying to make a living. You know, he played rugby and he owned a pub and he want to enjoy himself too. And I think now I'm a man, I get it. But as a kid, I never understood that. I thought...
There's no playbook for that, is there?
Yeah, and you get it wrong, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, we all make mistakes, but I think, wow, what a job he's done. Like, I respect... I've never not respected him, but now I'm older, I respect what he had to do and what he had to go through even more.
Yeah. I was going to say, did you ever have that little bit of resentment towards that part of your life at all, or we always kind of...
Probably, yeah, a bit like... So, mum and dad had split up from a young age, and I always wanted mum and dad to be together.
Yeah.
Never were. Like, I've never known them my mum and dad to be together. And I couldn't get that as a kid. As a teenager, I'd like anger towards it. So I was like, what? Like, you see, your other mates have got mum and dad at home, traditional family kind of thing, and that, it was just me and my dad.
Yeah.
But now I look back on it, I think, wow, what a, like... It's pretty cool, really, you know, like what he's done.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not perfect, but what a job he's done, like, providing everything I ever needed. Like, we never had much, but had enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's better to have a peaceful parent than a dysfunctional, argumentative, falling out. Like, you know, when the atmosphere's off in the home, that's worse. That's far worse. You know, and I've walked in those shoes as well, and I know the difference of a peaceful parents and the impact that that's going to have on the kids. You know what I mean? If it's a hostile environment, that's got to be right, hasn't it?
100%. Yeah.
So being together is just like, it's not enough sometimes, is it? You know, but you don't know that at the time, do you?
No, I had no idea. Yeah, I was just thinking, like, why are my mum and dad not together? Like, all my other mates are like mum and dad, and I just my dad. Or, you know, like stuff like, so it's just been Mother's Day, stuff like that. I'd never get my head around it. Like, why are we doing Mother's Day? Just me and my dad. Get my dad a Mother's Day card. But yeah, when you get older, the penny drops, doesn't it? I think, like, that's for me. Like, I get it. Like you say, like, I'd rather be a part of an household where just me and my dad and it's fine. You know, we're happy. Rather than one where screaming and shouting and all that kind of sort of stuff. So yeah, it was an interesting childhood, but I think it probably shaped me. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents as well, so grandparents played a big part in my childhood. They brought me up a lot. Grandma and granddad, so that, just different to other people, but, you know, made it work.
I guess you had a lot of adult time as well, you know, to think, because that, from an outside looking in, obviously I'm sat there playing on my decks and I'm looking around and I'm like, you switched on that lad in. You know, he's going to do something. I think it's just being around adults, but also learning what you want and what you don't want in life. You know, not everything was sugar coated, and if you don't like something, you do something about it, don't you?
Yeah, I think that's what like instilled in me from young. Like, if you want something, my granddad used to say to me, like, if you ever want something, no one's going to give you it. Got to go and earn it. Like, And at the time, I didn't really get it. But like as you get older, you think, yeah, he's right, isn't he? Like
when you think back to them words now, and you're like,
yeah, it all
why
makes
is old grandpa?
all makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess those like values they stick with you for life, don't they? They're who you are. So no one's ever going to give you hope. No one's going to say you're being spoon fed. Not silver spoon, not where I'm from. But I love it as well. I think we'll go and graft for it. So now it's like me teaching my daughter that.
Yeah.
She thinks, oh, Dad's a rugby player. This is how it goes, and you know we live in a nice area and all that. Well, really, like you ain't got a clue what's in front of you. But like, teaching her them values as well. Like, don't you know? You got to work for stuff.
Yeah.
She's only 3, but
What's your daughter called?
Aubrey.
Yeah. Big shout out to Aubrey.
Future gymnast.
Future gymnast.
Yeah, I hope so.
Here's one, right? Because I think about this because we record these podcasts all the time, and I'm thinking my daughter's going to listen to this one day, and my son now as well. I've got a little lad, so I guess let's go 10, 15 years down the line, mate, and little Aubrey's listening. What would you say to her?
I don't know. It's tough actually. And I just like her to just be a good person. You know what I mean? Like I obviously want her to do well in life and in terms of what you do as a job, etc. But for me, it's like should be a woman. You know, be a good person, polite, good values. You know, someone who people want to be around, spend their time with. Yeah. That's more important than what you got in bank or you know what you do for a living. Yeah. It's just like who you are as an individual, you know, what you stand for. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice, man. That's the best. That
scares me actually thinking about it, doesn't it? She's probably just getting in from a night out, so I'll have to go pick her up.
Yeah, she's 18
I'm scared
now.
for that, yeah.
Blinking it goes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Frightening, absolutely frightening. You've had to do a bit of a hard route, haven't you, mate, in terms of your career. Can you talk to us a little bit about some shit that went down for you?
Yeah.
You had to go on a big divert around.
Yeah, massive.
You know, you had a bright future. Should we just pause it there?
Can we just pause it, lads? Because I'm a bit conscious that this screen's gone off just all where we are there, yeah?
Yeah. It's still recording on
It's recording?
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. Just the visual went off about 5 minutes ago. We just kind of carried on, but is it meant to?
Cameras. Have you tried pressing? Has someone caught something?
No, it just went blank, didn't it?
Yeah.
Is it the camera? Is it turned on?
Yeah,
is it gone off?
It's on. Did you pause it or stop it, as in the video when you came out?
No.
You've not done it?
No.
So it's still running?
Yeah, it's still recording, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like still recording audio.
Okay.
Oh, still.
Technology, yeah.
We're about 32 minutes we paused on.
The boys got on rest of today, didn't much.
I'm back in gym.
Yeah.
Got some coaching to do. A lot of work with scholars, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I've seen this. Yes.
Yeah. So I've got some Bradford scholars that I'm coaching. I've got a class tonight. So when I get back, I've got a lunchtime class.
Yeah.
And then straight
For us at the.
that.
Yeah, I'm just going.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going there. I might go see my grandma. Yeah. Other than that, not too much. I just get back to Hull. My daughter's at nursery till 5, so I get back for that time. Yeah, not doing it. They've got tomorrow off as well. Yeah, we've got France on Wednesday, so it'll give us like a couple of days off. So we've got France Wednesday. I won't mind, but it's not that good weather though. So we get there, we've got a day off Thursday, but it's like crap weather. Won't mind if it was sunny. They're sat in sun, but.
That's flying against Screws, what?
Yeah. He's going. Yeah, I played at Siddle with him when I was a kid. Yeah, one of the 16s. Yeah, so he's a good lad, isn't he? How's he getting on over there?
Yeah, I had a chat with him. We built that sauna in his back garden.
All right, yeah.
And then I'm just become like really.
Does he live in Halifax? Well, obviously
he's
before.
Gone off in South Ireland.
Oh,
so he's
gone over there, hasn't he? Yeah. Cool, that, wasn't it? Good gig that. No, I've never been. I'm not that. But I'm happy where I am, to be fair. But I wouldn't. Obviously, it'd be appealing, wouldn't it? Going over there and good way of life.
Got no kids at all.
Yeah.
He's got a mortgage, but he's renting his house out.
It's easy enough, isn't it? Is it just there for a year? Just for a year?
I'm not sure.
I think it's only till end of season.
Right. See what happens on back of it. Yeah. They swapped with another lad. Yeah, but yeah, it'd be a good gig that. The only thing, it'd just be travel, wouldn't it? Going there. You know, you've got to come over here every other week.
If you does it again, just stop and start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it's done that.
That's fine, mate. No problem.
Yeah. All right.
Cheers.
So we just had a little temporary break, technical issues.
Fucking well,
But we're
done,
back.
innit?
We're back. Yeah, it's a bit messy there. So, so we were talking about a bit of a divert that you've had to go on throughout your career. Had a very promising start with signing for Leeds Rhinos, getting thrust into sort of training with the first team, etc. Looking like a good thing. And then some stuff went down. What went down, if you can go there, and what sort of an impact did that have on you and your career?
Yeah. Let's talk about it. So I went to Leeds as a young kid, moved there at 16, like moved out of my dad's house, went and lived over there, and then debuted at 17, Super League. So I thought, wow, how good's like. I had an attitude when I was younger. I thought I made it. Like I thought, this is it. I've done it. Like I've everything I wanted to do, play Super League, and I've done it at 17. Like this is it now for the next 15 years. But then so I played one, 17, and I played an handful of games basically. I got about 18, 19, and then I think in my third year, just gone 19. We'd done pre-season, and we'd just finished pre-season. We had like a 2-week gap till the season started, so we all went on a night out. So, like, all the younger lads, really, at Leeds, a couple of older boys, like, not celebrating pre-season had finished, but, we'll go for a beer, like, hard work's done, really, before we get going. And so we went on a night out and ended up getting into a fight, basically, at this uni halls in Leeds. And there were a few boys were there, and one of the lads were there, a bit drunk, and this lad, like a shared accommodation, so we were with these girls at having like an after party kind of thing. But there was a lad in there who were asleep, and he wasn't involved in this party. He had like an exam the next day, so he would try to get some sleep, and we're all in there.
Oh, lad.
Carrying on, yeah. And he come out of his room and said, "Oh, excuse me, lads, can you keep noise down?" And we're just like, "Oh, whatever, mate, like, go back to bed," carrying on. And he's come out and basically got in a fight with him. So we've had a scrap with this lad, and then we've all gone, just got out of there. And then like, a couple of days off, back into training, not what happened. So a month like literally went by, nothing had happened. Season had started, like, I didn't play, I played in academy. And then I always remember this. So one Sunday, I was living over in Middleton in Leeds, one at lads. I went to local Asda. So we were down in Asda on Sunday afternoon, getting the stuff at week, and just looked at paper, like Evening Post, like, where paper stand is. So I was just going to have a quick look what were in paper. On front page at Yorkshire Evening Post, there's a picture of me on CCTV. And it was from this uni thing, and it was said something like, search for this man. Anyone know any details? Can you please contact West Yorkshire Police? And it was a picture of me from the CCTV from the uni halls. So I thought, oh my God, like my heart just sunk. It was about a month after it had happened, so I thought like nothing had come of it.
So that was the first you've heard?
Yeah, didn't know who the lad was, didn't know anything, and I thought, like just in Middleton in this Asda, me and my mate, and I thought, wow, what do I do here? Like my heart just dropped. So I had to ring Brian McDermott, who was a coach at Leeds, and just say, look, mate, just giving you an heads up, this is in the paper. I'm guessing, it's me, basically. I've done this, me and another lad. So I rang my agent at the time, and I just spoke to him, and he like, right, got to just deal with it. Like, I had to ring the police and say, I've seen the paper, it's me. What's going on? And so basically this lad had gone to police after this night out. He broke his jaw, and he wanted some answers. But he wanted people be held accountable for it.
Yeah.
So so me and another lad, we had to write an apology. We got a fine. We had to pay the lad some money. Not like but you're like official. Had to write an apology. So obviously told the club, and I had a 3-year contract at the time, and they basically said at the time, like, I think I got fined 2 months' wages or half a month's wage, and basically said, like, you're done here, like, your future's not going to be at the club, basically. Yeah, you can find yourself a new team. So I went to London on loan. So I'm 19, just gone from, I thought I was going to play at Leeds for 10, 15 years, and within 2 weeks I was living in London. I thought, what? Like, how's this happened? Like, and so I had another 2 years after contracted, and they just said, like, look, you'd be sent out on loan for 2 years. You can go. Like, we don't want you. Like, this is it. Done. Sort yourself out. So I'd gone from debuting at 17, like with people like Kevin Sinfield, Jamie Peacock, Danny Maguire, list go, Rob Burrow, and then like 6 months later, I were part-time. So I'd gone part-time, signed for Sheffield, and got a job or labouring for Brickies in Bradford, actually, for Batty Developments, if you know Batty's. Right. So yeah, I'd gone from full-time, and I thought I made it. This is me, like, queuing the rack kind of thing. I'd done it. To 6 months later, I was on a building site in Bingley, going up and down ladders in November, putting mixes on for lads. Like, I'd never done it before in my life, so I just
bit of gobbo.
Yeah, a bit of gobbo. Go put a mix on, so then I'd be carrying blocks up and down the ladder, and I thought, I've messed up. Like, this is it, done. Like, wow. I was this close to being a professional rugby player, and now I'm like done. I signed for Sheffield, so at Championship. Obviously, not on a lot of money or anything like that. Just thought, that's it, I've blown it, like, done. I'm 19, 20. And yeah, that was the start of my sort of like part-time career. And there were times during that where I thought, I'm never going to get back to Super League. Like, I'm just going to settle for, going to work, get a job, start doing something, whatever that looks like, and then play on a weekend. But yeah, that time it was just... Then in Bradford,